All right. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. It is the $1 million final qualification match, and it's a rematch. Bunny in the top left side had a nail-biting match against ShowTime and barely fell short in the upper bracket semifinals. But ShowTime, he fell short in his match in the qualification, also in the final game. So he's played a couple of nail-biters over 2 days, and now he finds himself with another chance to qualify against a player that he narrowly defeated before. It's a best of 7 this time, not a best of 5, and we're going to see how it goes. ShowTime not scouting, which is a great adjustment from their previous series, because for those of you who didn't watch it, Bunny did not scout or proxy racks basically at all in that entire series, and ShowTime was playing super safe in scouting most games. I think ShowTime's realized, like, look, you know I scout for proxies every game in the previous series. You'd be crazy to proxy me in game 1 here. So I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to play a little bit greedier, get a bit more minerals and gas mining earlier. And this is just such a smart way to adapt to your opponent's habits. It's the sort of thing I criticize ShowTime for not doing very often. I go, man, he just gate scouts every game. And I go, you know what? Like, at least 1 in 3 games, 1 in 4 games, you should mix in something where you don't scout. Be greedier. And then I would criticize him for just never doing it. Well, he's done it. And he's studied his opponent. He's not only done it, he's done it at a very intelligent time to do it. And I love it. I love seeing when a player does this sort of thing, where they make those adjustments over time. Interesting, that warp gate symbol only shows up when I hover over the cybercore. Oh, I guess you need to have it selected because of damaged health bars. Ah, interesting. Actually, wait a second. Do we only have selected health bars on? Hold on a second. Not changing the settings back. And all right, and back into the action there after turning on our health bars so we can see those symbols all the time and see when units take damage rather than the selected health bars. Would have had people raging at me if those health bars weren't automatically popping off as units get damaged, but thankfully we caught that at the start of the cast. All right, Adepts coming in here. Marines going to be popping out. Factories there. Oh, Armory. What the fudge? Guys, what is this? What the hell? Is he going to swap into Armory Widowmine drops? Is this a Drilling Claws build? Oh my god. Bunny's going Drilling Claws. Oh my god. This is an old school. This is such a big investment. Because remember, Armory alone does not make Widowmines invisible anymore. You need to then upgrade Drilling Claws off the factory. But because this is such an unexpected build, this could catch ShowTime without detection. That being said, it's ShowTime. I mean, he's pretty safe. I doubt he skips the Robo here. Then again, if the Observer's on the wrong side of the map, you do like 2 Widowmine drops like this, like one after the other. Maybe you scan and kill that first Observer as well. Oh, this could time out. So the first Observer comes across the map. You scan it with your Marines as it comes in, like over here, because you know the timing it arrives. And then your Widowmine drop goes in. And that just might naturally time out. This could be really cool. Hellion's going to sacrifice itself for the probe kill. Does manage to take it out, but of course goes down in the process. Nice moves for both sides there to limit the obstructions going on. Robo is already almost finished. It's unlike ShowTime to build too many Observers. I think he's going to go 1 Observer into an Immortal. Then again, I don't know, he has very little info about what's going on in this game. This is going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Already up on 5 Stalkers and in the depth, you can see he's kind of spread between his 2 bases in case the Widowmine drop comes in between as a little bit of a metagaming move. Slight supply block for ShowTime, but as I say that, the pylon is finishing in the main up on that top right side, spotting 4 Widowmine drops over there as well. 3 Widowmines coming across the map, still building these Widowmines just 1 at a time. The weakness of this build is that you can only build the mines 1 at a time, but he is going to be going for multiple Widowmine drops and a 3rd command center. This is basically, I'm going to throw the kitchen sink of harassment at you, non-stop, invisible Widowmine pressure, and I'm going to go super greedy behind it. And then like 5 minutes from now, I will hopefully have way more economy and just overwhelm you with numbers. Observer comes out, 2nd Observer comes out. Guys, he built a 2nd Observer. He was going to rally it up above his main base to spot for incoming drops, and that medevac, the medevac goes down. Oh my gosh, one of the Widowmines doesn't even get out there. Wow, that is a huge problem right now. And there's an Observer here, guys. He could try to burrow. It's not going to get to fire. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The fact that he rounded the Observer up here was good. The Stalker positioning was good. The pylon on the edge to see it. A single Widowmine drop to follow it up. He's now swapped the factory over. He's going to keep spamming these Widowmine drops, but he needs damage and he needs it desperately. This is a disaster of a start for Bunny. This build used to be pretty committed, but it was very hard for Protoss to stop because you could just hit with the reacted Widowmines from the start. That build is no longer as powerful as it once was, because now you have to invest in drilling claws. You only have single Widowmine production. The momentum isn't as hard. The fact that first wave got shot down is huge, but oh, ShowTime's a little slow on this one. That Widowmine will get in the mineral line. Let's see what he can actually achieve there, though. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. And he sees the next one as well. Oh, guys, how do I describe this in a PG-13 way for those who have children in the room? Oh no! Dicktown. It's all I can say. Oh, he does lose a Stalker there, but I mean, one Stalker. That's, oh my gosh. There's no other phrase. He's in a terrible spot. This is so bad for Bunny. He's got Stim coming in, but he has no tanks for safety. If ShowTime chooses to Stalker pressure, he can't even defend this third base very easily. He'll lose a lot of Marines and like Marauders getting picked off. That being said, does ShowTime need to do that? No, he has 3 bases full. His Colossus are on the way. Extended Thermal Lance is coming in. He's going 5 more gateways. I mean, I can almost guarantee you ShowTime will hit a timing with 2 to 3 Colossus. He might even after the second Colossus just build a Warp Prism, but I'd actually love him to go forward, build a gateway, and just do a big push because it's going to be so hard. So hard for Bunny to defend from there. Observer spots the Widowmine, so he picks that off very easily. Adept on that right side as well. Bio, a couple units stim forward. Concussive Shells has not been upgraded in this game. And you can see double Widowmine production is still going strong. 5 barracks pumping, 3 tech labs, 2 reactors. Armory, not doing anything. Engineering bay, well on its way to +1. But that's tied up with the Protoss upgrades. Second Forge goes down. I was saying ShowTime might just kill him. I don't know, man. It is ShowTime. To be fair, Bunny's economy's paid off. Like, his supply looks good. And this is one of those kind of tricks you get into in this sort of game where you're like, wow, Terran ahead in supply? I guess Terran's just overpowered. You got to realize his tech sucks. His upgrades are behind. He's got a decent income and a lot of bio units. What does he have to counter, like Sentry Colossus? Oh, this could be good if he gets the Nexus, but otherwise the Marines are exposed. This is a massive commitment. Oh, Bunny with a huge gamble here. A huge gamble. He's going to try and pick up and save the units, but he loses the full medevac with the Marines. He saves 1 Marauder, 1 Marine, and a medevac. His army already is going to struggle with this army, and he just traded very inefficiently to kill that Nexus. This is not worth it, guys. And, oh, ShowTime can, yeah, he can blink on that, man. Medevac's going to be stuck. I mean, even if you hide in the corner for now. Oh, he's number 1 in range of those Stalkers. No. Apparently not. Just barely out of range. 4th command center goes down. Vikings are coming out. That means he stopped at 3 medevacs because he's so desperate for a counter to the Colossus. So ShowTime has a win condition here, which is literally make him stim 3 times and he just can't heal. If you just scare Bunny into stimming, he will lose this game. Like, any fight in the next minute is so dangerous. And yet Bunny's still attacking. Now, to be fair, he's looking for observers right now. Remember, that was a big part of his gameplay last time, is if he couldn't catch the observers, it gave him a lot of trouble against ShowTime. He's got to be careful, man. Oh my gosh. He's got to be careful on this side of the map. He has a much weaker army right now. Bunny needs to be, like, very elusive, I think is what he needs to be looking to do right now. He needs to be hiding his bio and base trading the moment ShowTime moves out, but he needs to wait for ShowTime to move. And that's not something Bunny often does. Bunny is a guy who likes to just jam his multi-prong drops in. He's not waiting. Bunny's timing is really off in this first match. And to be fair, you can understand why. This happens when you don't really know how to win a game. And after that, first 3 drops got completely shut down. I also would not know how to win from here. But he's making things worse by taking a few bad trades. Widowmines are landing on the Zealots. The Marine Marauder pulling back. This is the sort of situation that Maru handles better than just about anyone. Because he'll just calmly be like, oh yeah, I know what I need to do from here. And like, if you don't hit a really decisive timing attack, you'll get right back into that game. Widowmine does go down to the 3 Colossus. The Warp Prism is here as well. +2, +1's on the way. It's not ready just yet. Scans going down and missing the Observer just barely. Oh, this is such a problem. ShowTime moving left. ShowTime's up 25 army supply. That is a fearsome force. Widowmine on that right side, unable to fire. Widowmine on the left, also unable to fire. The Colossus Observer just too powerful. There are a few Vikings here, but more Stalkers coming in, Disruptors. I mean, there's a bloody 5th Nexus going up on the gold. This looks like an all-in in terms of how scary it is, and yet ShowTime's miles ahead in terms of everything else behind it. Bunny's on 85 workers for some reason. 85, a crazy worker count. Bunny was trying to get back in the long game, but his army is just so outnumbered right now. Vikings get gunned down before they kill a single Colossus. Disruptor comes forward, forcing the bio back. The SCVs on the right side getting shredded. There's still plenty of Zealots. The 2-1 has now kicked in as well. The 2-1 for ShowTime kicking in is massive, giving him an upgrade advantage in this game. And you can see, remember what we're talking about with overstims? There's no medevac energy. These Marines are stimmed. These Marauders are double stimmed. There is no healing for them. And every stim that goes down, ShowTime knows he is getting further and further ahead. Bunny does not have an answer to this. 2 Vikings come forward. No Colossus dying, though, as the Warp Prism does save that weak one. And this is just an unstoppable army. ShowTime way too far ahead after shutting down the Gambly Invisible Widowmine drop. I love that Bunny pulled out such a surprise Gambly build, but ShowTime's handling of it was just perfect. Absolutely perfect. And this is something that could kind of tilt ShowTime or throw him off as a way to set the pace for the series. And I think this is something that Bunny's had great success with in the past. Go for a huge gamble in game 1, put the Protoss off balance, make them a bit paranoid in the rest of the series, and it can go well from there. Unfortunately for Bunny, the previous series versus ShowTime, it was that fast tank push that he completely botched on this exact same map because he let the Adept in, scout it, and then just sieged his first tank in range of the enemy and lost it. This time it's the Widowmine drop that doesn't work out, so ShowTime with a really solid defense to start the series. All right, guys, going into game 2. That was a stunning game 1. To be fair, though, 3 Stalkers on the edge. He got the triple volley on the first medevac and shut it down, and he's going to go gold straight away. Guys, ShowTime is evolving. He played the safest series of all time in the previous one against Bunny. What? And now he's doing so many non-ShowTime things. He goes non-scout into non-scout gold base in the next game. What is going on? Who has possessed? I've always said if ShowTime could take some risks in his play and mix it up and take a few gambles, he would be like so much scarier as a player. This is awesome. On the other hand, is Bunny just going to kill him with something? I mean, Bunny's not scouted. Bunny's gone a very quick command center first. Ooh, I think he knew Bunny was going to play CC first with this free base with the 3 gold minerals. Okay. Quick factory behind it. Reactor goes down. Hello. Hellions can be really good here because you've got this gold base you can hit from either side. You've also got this whole wide open natural to drop in where they might not see you unload. It is a Twilight Council opening for ShowTime. It's going to be really good a few minutes from now, but I got to say, guys, Twilight Council does nothing to help you initially defend the gold base. Recalls probes to save on transfer time. Now, you might be wondering, why doesn't he recall more probes to fully saturate? The thing is, guys, if he does that, where do these new probes that pop out go? They're just going to be like triple stacking on these far patches and getting marginal mining. And then your main base is undersaturated. And then you end up transferring workers back from the gold to the main. So that's kind of the perfect count. Getting it to like 7 or 8 workers straight away and then letting it build workers to finish filling out the gold minerals. This is perfect from ShowTime. Second barracks on the way and a starport. Yeah, so Bunny's going to go like Widowmine drop into just like a big 3 racks push. And he's almost always, he's going to go 5 racks all in. Now you might be wondering, how do you know that? I've never seen him do this build. I know this because this is Bunny and I know how Bunny thinks. Bunny comes into every game with a map plan. He knows what he wants to do. It's almost always timing attack oriented, but especially when he goes command center first, in ZVT, it's always an all-in. And I imagine that same theory holds over to this matchup. I was greedy at the start, more economic than normal. That's going to get me earlier second and third barracks, do a little bit of harassment, and then I'm just going to kill you with a giant 5 racks, 2 base all-in. Unfortunately for Bunny, he doesn't have a lead. He's in fact behind because ShowTime was even greedier. And he has no idea because he hasn't scouted. Bunny plays TVP a lot like I do. And when I play against people in TVP who don't know how I play, I sometimes can take advantage of players who are much higher level than me and beat them. But once they understand the gambles that I take, I sometimes end up just like running into a wall because they're like, I just don't scout and try to have the most efficient build because I'm like, whatever. But then people get away with these sort of crazy greed against me and I go, man, what the hell? Why am I getting my butt kicked? And I look at the replay and I'm like, this crazy guy took a gold base, you know? Like, so Bunny's, I think he might be realizing that gold base is being taken just because the Stalkers are so far forward on the map. He definitely knows about the gold base now. And he's like, oh shit, when did that go down? Sorry guys, excuse my language. Apologies, I'm just a bit excited today. 4th gas coming down, 2 bases saturated. Notice there's no more workers building. That's what I was talking about, guys. We're going to see a 4th and 5th barracks soon. And double medevac production. And it's just, he's going to go all in. He's going to try and punish this gold. He will pull the boys as well, almost certainly, at some point, because he does not want to let this gold base stand. 4-gate blink is coming in, though. 3rd Nexus coming up behind it. ShowTime is able to both do a 4-gate blink pressure and take a 3rd at the same time. The power of the gold base momentum. How dare you use such language? It's funny because I'm like recording it live on Twitch where I speak like a drunken sailor 90% of the time. But I've cleaned up my YouTube. I've tried to make it so it's not necessarily child-friendly, but it's not explicitly child-unfriendly anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't make as many dirty jokes anymore. Ooh, moved his Prism into the Widowmine splash, but otherwise, not losing any Stalkers is good. Oh, he lets the Widowmines escape. Oh, here we go. Stimmy for the Winnie. Warp Prism's running away. That was a good choice. A lot of players would have brought the Warp Prism in to pick up those Stalkers to save them, but he knew Stim Marines would have chased him down in time. He should blink that guy. Blink it away. Yep, good pullback by ShowTime. Meanwhile, Widowmine drop on the right side gets shut down. That Widowmine drop is gone. There is a battery here. 15 Stalkers. Got to be careful of the high ground advantage with the vision, but no, he's got the Observer. It doesn't matter. ShowTime's killing this fight, dude. He blinks back everything at once, which is a little bit of a wild choice there, but he can take out these Widowmines without getting in range. He's in a really good position right now. He takes out the Widowmines before they can kill the Observer. He's going to blink forward and start taking out Marauders there. Nice focus fire on the Stalkers. Bunny's in huge trouble, guys. Bunny started the third command center behind this. He's not going for the 5 racks all in that I called, and that's because he's pinned back now by the 4-gate blink. This means ShowTime has secured his gold base economy, and ShowTime can either keep being aggressive now with charge coming in and 8 gateways, or, you know what? I think ShowTime might probe up and move out and take a 4th base. He's only on 49 workers, but that's still an almost fully saturated base here. ShowTime building pylons right now. He's a little supply blocked. I mean, he's got Bunny pinned on 2 base right now. This is such a good position to be in for ShowTime. Went ahead, get further ahead, or is he going to go hero mode? We saw ShowTime go hero mode against Shin. I don't know if we would say he threw those games, but he definitely didn't play to his strengths in some of his games against Shin, right? There was a few moments where he was like in a good spot, and he kind of was like, I just got to kill you now, which is very un-Showtime-esque, but I mean, that's what we're seeing today as well. Very un-Showtime-esque play, like taking gambles, you know, cutting corners, trying to catch his opponents off guard. Very quick evacuation on this. I think it's like instant recall. Because there's nothing else happening on the map at the same time, he basically just pulls Bunny home, and there could be a Viking arriving at any moment. He's going to risk letting his shields regen for a second, maybe try and fly out. No! And that's why you instant recall. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Widowmine goes down. Zealot at least kills the Widowmine, but losing 4 Zealots and a Prism for 1 Widowmine, that's what we call a bad trade. Despite that, he's had such a good early game. He's still ahead 500 resources in the unit slots. 3rd base is just now landing. Now, to be fair, guys, ShowTime is all in. He's going for a Prism. He's going +2. He's not taking a 4th base. He's just sitting on 52 workers. He's been here for a while. He's got a big army, though. He's got a very big army. The Widowmines aren't going to be able to burrow. That's a huge problem. Widowmines are a big part of your counter to these mass gateway styles. The Widowmines being unable to fire is a big problem. That one only hits a single Zealot. Stalker's blinking forward, picking off some of these Marauders. The overwhelming numbers are big. The Guardian Shield does wear off, though. Observer runs away. Wow, ShowTime gets the Observer out. Unsieging that Observer in the midst of the fighting. Fantastic play by ShowTime. 8 more Zealots coming in. He's leaning into the aggression. Like I said, he's going full hero style. Bunny has a good medevac count, but he just has so few units. 7 Marauders, 5 Marines. He's now up on 5 barracks, but only now. He hasn't been on this production for long, and he's building SCVs and a Ghost Academy instead of Marauders. He needs to have no gaps in his production. Notice he's only got 1 Marine queued on each barracks. He needs non-stop bio production. Bunny needs to realize how scary this situation is, but he's playing ShowTime, so he's like, I gotta catch up on the economy. No, you don't. You're actually up 5 workers. You just need to survive. He's trying to squeeze ghosts in. Little does he know, ShowTime's about to go all in. I think Bunny doesn't realize this is the new ShowTime. This is ShowTime with a dose of hero. This is a wall that if you kick this wall too hard, it will crumble and fall on top of you, and you will be buried underneath a giant load of granite. 4th Nexus, 2nd Robo Bay does go down. ShowTime's going to think about that, but he's not probing. So even taking a 4th base here, now he starts probing up. Kind of a belated transition for ShowTime, and it's a dose of hero. It's not. Let's be real. ShowTime's playing more aggressive than normal. He's still not hero. Hero 100% would have gone for broke there. Would have had a Prism in the natural. Would have been going absolute madman mode. But ShowTime still errs on the side of caution. Oh, nice Stalker snipe there. But you don't want to overextend with your stims, Bunny. Okay, guys. I think a 4th command center would be a great move, and that is indeed already squeezed in. Double lib plus EMP equals dead Warp Prism. These Warp Prisms aren't going in at the right time. That's kind of unfortunate. These Warp Prisms are not really finding the value one would like to get from some Warp Prisms. That ghost should be the Zealot. Yes, it does. Double Colossus coming in, still only 59 probes. Dude, ShowTime is playing such a low economy. He's playing a giant army style. Wow. And it's against a Bunny who's playing double upgrades. Now, to be fair, remember, not only was it very close back and forth, Bunny showed very poor late game control against ShowTime. Every game he played against ShowTime in the previous series, if it got to late game, on even footing or even late mid-game. Basically, if you got to max out, Bunny was trading horrendously the entire series with ShowTime. It was a close series, but man, some of those big fights were like, oh, how did ShowTime win that so hard? Like, there was a couple of those battles. And now that he's getting to that 3 Colossus point, plus 3 weapons, a big part, like the big upgrade advantage on the weapons versus armor was a big part. At least this time, Bunny has remembered his plus 2 armor. He was delaying that way too long in the previous series. The Colossus were doing a lot. Liberator flies into the back, doesn't get any damage though. Observers are still out here. And something I've pointed is like, you need to keep killing observers against ShowTime, because if he sees what's happening, he will smash you. And 2 Widow Mines for a Stalker. Good splashy on the Zealots, not a bad one. Vikings coming forward. Oh, 1 Viking does go down. Oh, big EMPs on those Stalkers though. Scan does see the Observer. He's going to move forward with his Stalkers again. Blinks back a little bit. And you know what? Keeps his Observer alive. Denies the gold base for now. Not a bad move. Liberator comes in from behind though. In the rear with the gear. I know that's an SCV line, but I feel like it should be the Liberator's line, since that's the one that always seems to be backdooring people's workers. The SCV is more of a front-on unit, you know? He charges at you with a drill in hand saying, come get some. Not the most effective soldier, but definitely the most frontal, you know? The most in your face, the most... You want a duel? Let's throw down, man. Some people throw a glove for a duel in the medieval times to challenge another gentleman to a fight or a shootout. Yeah. This man throws a drill at your feet and says, bitch, let's have a tool off. A tool off? Yeah, you got to see who can drill better. Okay, this is starting to get a little bit erotic. Anyways, big army for both sides. ShowTime's up 20 army supply. We've got +3 attack against 2/2 there. Stalker's trying to blink back as well. I thought that was hockey. Yeah, guys, hockey, ice hockey, its entire culture is based off 1800s gentlemanly disputes. That's just, you know, they didn't have good dental care back in those days. So the ice hockey guys, they're such big fans of period playing the 1800s. They also have a similar number of teeth in their mouth at the age of 25. It's impressive. Disruptors coming out, 2 of them, 3 Colossus, 5 more gateways building. He's going to go to 13 gateways. Bunny, can he take a better fight? Disruptor shot, not really getting the big hit. Oh, this is an awkward fight for the Zealots. The Colossus got some good angles on the high ground. It's a good pullback for ShowTime. You don't want to like fight any longer there. That was an awkward positioning. And check it out. Bunny's actually taking better fights than ShowTime so far. But is that going to last? Is that going to last? Here we go. Big fights happening. Big fights happening. I like the pullbacks there for Bunny. This time he gets rid of the Colossus. Loses a Ghost and a Marauder to that last Disruptor shot, but yeah, if he can chase down the Disruptors, Bunny's looking a little tentative, I think a little scared after the way that last series went, but I think he's in a really good position now. It's mostly just Zealot Stalker. He's just got to keep his army together, make sure he gets critical mass. It's still very close army supplies, so I think it's a good call for Bunny to play kind of safe. He needs to get south. Good pullbacks, really good pullbacks by him. Disruptor flank on the left. That's a surprising angle. Oh, ShowTime's being sneaky, but Bunny pulls to the right. And that Disruptor shot does not find the mark. 5th base over here. Oh, it's got a 6th base going up to the north as well. ShowTime has a big expansion count, but it's mostly Zealot Stalker against Bio. So it's not the situation you want to be in. There's 13 gateways up now, so at least ShowTime can reproduce units quickly, but he doesn't really have the minerals. Remember, he was sitting on 58 workers for most of this game, guys. He's now only at 67. He's been on a very low income, even though he's had gold minerals boosting it. It's never been that like super rich income that you'd like. Forge is making +2 armor. Guys, all of these upgrades are off 1 Forge. Oh my gosh, it's 14 minutes and ShowTime has 3-1 with +2 armor on the way? That's impressive. I love a man who optimizes his single upgrade structure. We don't see it enough. Marauder gets clipped there by a Disruptor shot. Another one should go out in a moment. Just going to keep him back for now. How much medevac energy has he got? Bunny's kind of low on medevac energy, but his army's relatively healthy. 5 medevacs are out. And does he have a second starport? No, he's still only on 5 barracks, 1 star. But this is another problem Bunny ran into, is his production stalls out for a very long time in this matchup. He sits on 5 barracks for such a long time, so he can't really recover if he has a bad fight. Good Disruptor shot, good Widow Mine shots. The Libs are sieged here as well. Bunny's in a pretty good position on this base. ShowTime's going to flank around, give up this Nexus. And that's probably his best. I think you should dive the gold base as ShowTime here. Leave the Disruptors and just go with your mobile army, dive the gold base. He's going to go for it? No. Not decisive enough. If he wanted to, he could have at least forced the lift, maybe killed a bunch of SCVs. Oh, but he finds the medevacs. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets 3. 3 medevac snipes is huge. Remember I was saying he's low on medevac energy and only has 5? Now he has 2. 2 medevacs left. That's a problem. If he doesn't immediately recognize that, he's screwed. He queues up more medevacs. That's good. Bunny's keeping track of his medevacs. 5th base coming up on the gold, but it's not quite established yet. He's got to repair. He's got to repair. The SCV's not repairing. The bio trying to come through the disruptors, though. Going through the gold minerals, keeping it back. These disruptors are keeping back his army so very effectively. Oh, even gets the repairing SCVs. The planetary goes down. Great engagement for ShowTime. Disruptor shot does go down there as well. Gets himself more marauders. Most of the disruptors are empty. Only one ready to fire. Bunny, keen to get some revenge after losing that command center. He's chasing this army. Stalkers blink on that right side. There's so little healing. The bio is dying to stim. This chase may be ill-advised. I think Bunny needs to pull back. His bio is so wounded. He wants to punish ShowTime, but he takes a massive ball to the face in the north. The medevacs are out of energy, so they're flying over the army. 15 SCVs do go down. The Widow Mines on the right side, not really achieving anything. ShowTime has a new 6th or 5th and 6th base on the left side of the map coming up right now. He's got a big ball of Archon Disruptor Stalkers. There are 7 Ghosts, which can counter those Archons in the long run, but right now we need to float the main down as Bunny, as that new 4th base. Bunny does have 3-3 coming in, which is good, but ShowTime's already got 3-2, so it's not like he's too far behind in those upgrades. Observer comes forward, accidentally goes into scan range, but EMP has to get used. But worth it to clear the vision. ShowTime having to replace these observers for 75 gas, 25 minerals a pop. This is a very, very scary situation. That disruptor does get one. There's a lot more Widow Mines where that came from. 77 probes for ShowTime. ShowTime has finally built himself a big army. I kind of like this modern ShowTime where he sits on a lower economy, secures many bases in a good position, and only when the Terran kind of slows down the momentum does he go, okay, you know what? I'll make some of those higher tier units. I'll make 77 probes. I'll think about some other stuff. I do think if he mixed Storm in the end game more, it would be good. I don't think he's in that position where Storm would be that amazing right now. It's actually Bunny with the huge gas bank in this game. Few Archons are always useful. Oh, Widow Mines get a few good shots here. Liberator does go down. A couple of Disruptors will clear those out. Missile turret falling as well. Lots of Widow Mines, man. The fact that Bunny's still building Widow Mines is kind of bizarre this late in the game, but they seem to still be just making it hard for ShowTime to move around the map. Bunny wanted to set up a surround. He's got an army on the bottom right. If he was able to flank around the top left and the bottom right at the same time, he might have been able to get a sandwich going. Some juicy Disruptor filling in your sandwich. Always a very nice way to do it. Going to deny the Nexus on the right side. Pylon's going to go down. Second Starport Fusion Core. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. He's still on 5 barracks. Like, Bunny is definitely playing macro game way better this time than the previous series, but he still doesn't have a lot of production. He's down in army supply most of this game. Good AMPs on the Archons, but it does take out the... Okay, that was brilliant. If he didn't kill those... He killed all the Archons and Stalkers, saves almost all of the bio. That was a brilliant engagement. But Disruptors landing, killing 7 of these SCVs, 11 SCVs, and a Liberator. Nice Disruptor shots on the gold base. This gold base getting sieged to death. So where you really want like range libs or something. He's going to try and flank with a Ghost here. He's got a nuke. He's going to go nuke a base. Not a bad call, man. Nuke harass is awesome. Bunny doing nuke harass before he thinks about going to 8 racks, though. Some people would say that is kind of the wrong order. Disruptor shots coming out. The bio getting overwhelmed. The Liberator's getting broken. The Liberators were not pre-sieged, but more Marauders coming in from the right. There's not much left. Great spread for Bunny. The bottom left, the top left, the bottom right. More Disruptor shots coming down, though. He has to pull back. Those Marauders are getting pushed back. That Colossus with the Zealot reinforce might be able to overwhelm. The nuke did just kill 11 probes on that base, by the way. Sorry, I missed that one. 17 SCVs have gone down in the midst of it, though, and it looks like he's broken the gold base, which, remember, is the main base floated down to be a 4th. If you can't get the gold up as Bunny, you are screwed. The Stalkers want the completion. 100 hit points left. You got to focus it, ShowTime. You have to focus it, but the SCVs are going to save it. Bunny saves the command center. A massive hold. But, I mean, for what? He's still down 15 army supplies. ShowTime's on 6 bases. Yes, he lost 11 probes, but he can just transfer new ones over here. He's still got many mineral lines mining all across the map. He's got a bigger army right now. Disruptors on the front. And I think Bunny just getting pushed back, not having the libs kind of pre-sieged or having, you know, the perfect biomicro. And this map's just hard for biomicro. He's going to drop on top. I mean, that's GG with extra steps. He's literally typing GG in a cool guy way. That's one way to go out with a bit of a bang. Sorry, guys, for the... I got excited and swapped the scoreboard there, flipped the players. That is a 2-0 now for ShowTime. Very well played. All right, ShowTime is up 2-0. Man, I mean, it's so weird. This is such a ShowTime thing. He's like, I'm going to be greedy. Then I'm going to play aggressive. and then I'm just going to swap into a macro game rather than killing you. it's the ShowTime twist of hero. Like you know, it's Demauer with a twist of Psycho. You know, it's like you're making a cocktail. It's still 80% ShowTime juice. There's just like, or maybe 95%. There's just that little 5% of hero. You just squeeze in the top at the end. You sprinkle some of that spice. You know, like you might get like a spicy mojito or something. Not a mojito, like a spicy margarita or something with like some little bits of like chili flex, some paprika or something like sprinkled around the rim with the salt. You know, that's essentially what ShowTime's playing like right now. I think Bunny scouting is probably a good idea. I don't know, man. What do you do? He's not scouting. He's playing greedy. He's getting away with it. I think Bunny should do a tank push. This is a good map for it. Even though there's a high ground, as long as you have like a medevac or a Viking or something for vision or a lib, I think a quick tank push would be a really good play here. 3 racks? Probably not ever going to work against ShowTime, so I don't think 3 racks. I haven't been drinking at all lately. Oh, he's going 3cc. I hate this build, guys. This every Terran in Korea does this build every game on this map, and they think it's a surprise. It's so predictable. Please put back on gas and build a factory. Don't. I mean, if he goes 3 racks, I guess I'm more okay with 3 racks than 3 commands. And it could be 3 racks. No, he's going to build the bloody... They do... Guys, literally the last patch came out. 2 days later, GSL was played. And we went from Hero being useless in PvT to Maru. What did he do versus Hero? He tried to do this build, got absolutely wrecked by a Storm drop charge lot timing. Next series, Hero plays Beyond. Same thing. 3rd command center on this map. And I'm like, guys, why are you trying to play 3cc? This is bad. Just go back to 3 racks play. Play aggressive. This map is great for dropping the Protoss and multi-pronging. And since then, we have seen like 70% of important high-level TVP series from Korean pro gamers, they do this build on this map. This is a build that is good when it's a surprise. You can't do the same build on the same map every time and have it be a surprise. This is a fundamental mistake every Korean Terran player is making right now. I'm absolutely going to message Beyond about this. If you guys could remind me, those who are watching live after this game, because he's very friendly. English is quite good. I'm just going to be like, hey, why do Terrans keep doing this? You guys know every Protoss knows you do this every game, right? Like, they have played you guys before and watched your games. Because I'm exceptionally critical of this, and I think with very good reason, but I'll have to ask those guys to actually get some of their opinion on it. I don't know if Bunny or Maru would either have the language barrier or if they'd be willing to give a response, but I think Beyond might give a little bit of insight. We'll see how we go. Hopefully it's not too garbled by the language barrier. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like this is so transparent. Now, to be fair, if you knew this was the build, would you play Phoenix? No, Phoenix is kind of bad versus 3cc. Kind of works out. I mean, maybe he knows ShowTime likes to play Phoenix on this map. I don't know. I feel like so many players do this. To be fair, let's make an argument for this. If Maru does this, it's a bit obvious. If Beyond does this, it's a bit obvious. Bunny going 3 command center is weird, right? Bunny is more of an all-in player. He's more of a 2-base guy, more of a very momentum multi-drop plague. So ShowTime, maybe you can count on him playing Phoenix on this map. Maybe he always plays Phoenix Colossus on this map. We know going 3 command center is a good way to start against Phoenix Colossus because it's hard to be aggressive against Phoenix Colossus, so why not just out-economy them? And then try to cancel this 3rd with just some stim bio pressure around like 530. Try to put on some pressure, you know, panic him. And if he's not built his early Colossus or he's just got a few Phoenix, a couple of Adepts, maybe you get a cancel or at least threaten around the map and scare him a bit. Robo Bay coming down now. Jinsomic, thanks for the 18-month resub. Thank you, everyone in the live chat, explaining to people about the games. No, we are casting this off replays. This was played just a few days ago where we put up the last 2 days. We put up the first match between ShowTime Bunny. Then we put up the qualification match. This is the final qualification match from those qualifiers to join and round out the 18 players at the World Championship. The World Championship format, by the way, is wild, guys. I don't even know if I can explain it to you. There's like graphics that are insane. But suffice to say, there's 18 players, and there's like about 1 billion games played over like 4 to 5 days for us to find out who the best player is. So I think it's 14th to 18th August. Should be a lot of fun. It's also going to be on the EWC Black Twitch channel, which I believe they took the DreamHack StarCraft channel, which hasn't been used in years, And they've just basically rebranded that since it already has like, you know, I don't know, like 1 million Twitch followers or something on it. So it's that's where you can see the live broadcast when that happens. But obviously I'll put out some tweets and stuff like that, and you guys should see it in the StarCraft directory on Twitch, as well as usually I think they stream it on YouTube and everything these days as well. So pretty easy to figure out when it's happening. Forge and Twilight's on the way behind this. Colossus still building. Great probe production for ShowTime. Hasn't really missed a beat on that. Phoenix are coming in. Hasn't found much interaction in this game, but that's 3 command center against Phoenix into Colossus. It's not really a high interaction paced game. Now, yeah, Bunny wasn't really able to exert any threat. And to be fair, there's a battery up, a sentry, and a model of Colossus. That's probably with good reason. Phoenix just got recalled home. He's building a battery in his main base as well, just to help defend in that main. It's a good call. Question is, where does ShowTime expand next? Surely this 4th base, right? I don't think you go to the top. That top nexus is just too exposed. 5 barracks pumping away. 5 barracks, non-stop bio-mine, and multi-dropping is basically Bunny's middle name. He loves to just spam those drops in from every side, and he's going to have an abundance of units to do it. So if he can kind of catch ShowTime out of position once or twice, that could be big. For now, he's just trying to like remove ShowTime's map vision. You can see ShowTime's got just like an Adept, an Observer, and his Phoenix. And he's transitioning into ground. He's got 5 Phoenix. He's not going to build a single more Phoenix in this game. That's right, guys. Fierce claims as a commentator. I like to put my foot in deep water. I like to risk looking like an idiot. Oh, Colossus could land some hitty hits from the high ground. Yeah, he's got a few Zealots. Otherwise, the Medivacs could pick up and potentially drop on that. Phoenix go forward. Oh, he doesn't see it. He sees it. Sees Medivac. Medivacs pull away, though. Observer sees everything. Seeing these observers, this is something where he needs to study Beyond's eyeballs. Beyond is like the best observer spotter in the game. Bunny, it feels like has been scanning kind of randomly. Oh, he gets it on the first scan this time. That's good. That's really good. Because look at this from ShowTime's vision. Now he's like, oh God, are you going north? Are you going south? What's happening? What's happening? He's trying to split his Phoenix up. He doesn't know where the attack's coming from. I'm watching this from ShowTime's camera right now. Let's watch this from ShowTime's camera and see how our Protoss with very little map vision defense. Looks like he moved an Adept or something forward on the north. There was a few probes. He moved some probes forward. So he rotates his army to defend. Hallucinated Phoenix to take the Widowmine shot. Clears the Widowmine and moves back to a central location. Storm is starting. Wow, I haven't seen that in a while. ShowTime never makes Storm these days, but he's gone back to it. I love it. Cannon battery going down. Army just chilling in the middle. Phoenix down there. He did build another Phoenix. I was totally wrong, guys. I was totally wrong. He built one more Phoenix. Oh, he scans. He sees there's no observer. He's going for it. This might be predictable, though. You see that scan is ShowTime. You got to wonder, why is he scanning there? Charge lots on top. Charge lots on top. Phoenix on top. No Colossus here. The cannon down the bottom gets a little bit of damage as well. The Phoenix are starting to fall. Feedback goes down. The Medivac goes down to the Widowmine and the Phoenix. The Zealots on top. Oh, damn. Oh, no. Oh, wait, there's another double drop in the bottom. He dropped everything in the main. I didn't even realize he's down here. Did he get anything important, guys? Battery and a cannon. No important structure snipes. That felt like it was a terrible fight for Bunny. That felt like it was appallingly bad. The supply is still so good for him. Shows how good his momentum was economically this game. But that was a terrible trade. He's down 1,000 resources in the units lost. If he wasn't, he'd be pretty much max now against a ShowTime. I mean, how many Zealots did he lost? 3 Phoenix and 6 Zealots. Now, you could argue he loses air control, but does he care? He's got Blink coming in. But he's going to go 2nd and 3rd Stargate Fleet Beacon. He's going to go for air. That's why he played Psystorm, guys. Because he was always transitioning to air. Wow. Okay, this is something Stats has shown us. If you want to go air, you have to play Storm. Ooh. This game was unfair. It was prime time in Europe, and it was about 3:30 a.m. in Korea, says chat. Yeah, that's kind of an issue. I don't know. I don't know how unfair that is. Number one, the players had time to prepare. Number two is that the Korean players tend to sleep about 5 a.m. And in my experience, I don't know. I don't know for Bunny in my experience. It's something the players are used to. Most RTS runs on the European time zone, guys. I'm not saying it's not an advantage. It is. I just don't think it's that big of an advantage. I think Bunny, you know, he knew about this schedule well ahead of time. I'm sure he prepared his sleep schedule for this. For the $1 million World Championship, you know you would. Still an advantage, but it doesn't just give you an automatic victory or anything like that. You can absolutely prepare for this. Oliveira, we know, prepares for his tournaments ahead of time by getting on that sleep schedule of the region where he's going to compete for weeks ahead of time so that he feels completely natural on that tournament schedule. I'm sure Bunny did the same here. You guys know Bunny cares a lot. Watch out for the storms. Oh, I like the Marauder split. The Widowmine Marauder split. He gets 2 High Templar. Oh, ShowTime. Not guarding those at all. 3 carriers are on the way. +1 air weapons is coming out as well. First carrier does pop. Observer goes down on the left side. You don't want to lose this 4th base as ShowTime, but you also don't want to fight. This is a really good timing for Bunny. Bunny's on 83 workers with a 5th base coming in behind this. Now, to be fair, it's still only 2 starports, but there is 8 racks here. The Vikings getting some good damage. The battery overcharge is buying time. You gotta be careful. Those High Templar are very clumped. He cops an EMP on one of his High Templar. He's only got 1 Storm left. Oh, that's very problematic. 1 Storm? No, he's got 2. I think he's got a second one almost in there. Yeah, he just got a second Storm. Just hit 75 energy. +2 air weapons on the way. +3 weapons on the ground on the way as well. Second carrier's out. Third carrier's building. ShowTime hanging on right now. And if he can get out enough of this stuff, he will scale a bit better than Bunny's army, I believe. All comes down to how confident Bunny is against the carriers. Something I never am confident against the carriers as Terran, but I've seen top Terrans just rip these carrier armies apart. Mass Command Center going down. I think for Bunny, with the style he's playing, he actually can't. He just can't kill ShowTime. I think he might be better off splitting up his units and going for a bit of a counterattack. This is not a good time to fight. This is not. He's got 83 workers. He's already bled out a lot of units. His army supply is even. So you want to make sure you have more army supply than the carrier player, guys. So notice on 83 workers, taking fights like this is very dangerous. But good Viking micro gets free damage on the carrier. So this is a problem that Clem has made many times against this. Clem is kind of weak to carriers unless he's played against it very recently. Where because if you're a very aggressive Terran like Clem or Bunny, you keep attacking and you take a bad fight. And if you take a bad fight versus carriers, they can counterattack, build interceptors in your base, and it can be game over. You got to be really careful. Good EMPs come down. Still trying to just out-micro him. He's got mass command center up. I'd like to see like double armory, mass starport, range lib, Viking Ghost. Zealot Runback comes in on the north. Bunny needs to disengage. He does need to disengage. This would be a good moment for ShowTime to jump on him actually while he's distracted. Ghosts and landed Vikings will take it out. Caduceus Reactor coming in. Great upgrade choice there. He gets that even before lib range. I think that's a really good idea. So what I was saying, guys, is you're up 10 workers. You've got a lot of units in production a lot of the time that aren't with your army. And in general, you want to make sure you have an overwhelming number of Vikings, Ghosts, Bio to deal with all this. Good EMPs. Great EMPs on the High Templar. Great EMPs. The Vikings. Focus fire. The Vikings. Not enough to one-shot these carriers even after EMP. Oh my gosh, this is a terrible fight for Bunny. I think. Then again, there's a prism there and the red hit points loading up High Templar. Oh my god, but it doesn't go down. Very bad fight for Bunny there. Really bad fight. And like I said, he didn't choose that fight. And this is the same thing that Clem does, where they're so used to having a scary army that can just engage and disengage. Once those interceptors are launched, you are in a bit of a problem. You need to make sure you have overwhelming numbers and you pick the fight very tactically, very carefully, which is something a lot of Terrans forget to do. They get on autopilot and they just start kind of running in, running out, running in, running out, running out, running out. And they land a good EMP and they go, oh, cool, let's fight. But they've forgotten to take stock of their army supply. And now you need to pull back and give up these bases. Give up these 2 command centers, run your SCVs right now, maybe even sacrifice some of them. If ShowTime pushes in, you do not want to fight that front on. ShowTime, though, very passive player. And to be fair, he's only got 3 carriers. It's not 6 yet. So probably the right call for him to pull back. He's got +2 air weapons. +3 is going to start in the next 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and +3. Very surprising for him to be forgetting that upgrade. He's so focused on upgrades normally when he's playing this style, but does have a fast +2. My predictions are just all wrong for ShowTime this game, guys. Bio going around the top side. I like the Bio going around the top, but if you got the mass command center up as Bunny, I think you kind of need to make that transition. He's got 5 orbitals, more command centers coming, advanced ballistics. He's still building Widow Mines. Now, Widow Mines are really good at clearing interceptors. They're also really good at friendly firing your own army. When it comes to Widow Mines versus carriers, they are one of the units I have the biggest mixed feelings about. And at this stage of the game, I would just stop making Widow Mines completely. +3 air weapons comes in for ShowTime. Still down in army supply, but I think because Bunny's multi-pronging, I like it now. You see, like, he's avoiding the front-on fight. Oh, ShowTime's going to shove. He's going to do the stats shove, the clutch shove. Stats does this. If you split your army up like this, he's like, I'll just get on your production. Because you have to deal with High Templar warping in the back, Zealots DTs warping in the back. I do like the Bio on the top. They're going to come in and snipe that base. But if you lose your production, and he can like start warping in High Templar, maybe use recall as well, that's where things get scary. This is not really ShowTime's specialty, going for a base trade, going for a clutch maneuver like this, but he is going to start breaking through the production very nicely. The 6 carriers on the map, +3 air weapons, +1 armor is on the way on the ground. He's already run across the map to build a nexus on the Terran side of the map, ready for that base trade. No High Templar warping in at home. I thought he'd sprinkle a few High Templar around the back of his base and look for those storms. Defensive nuke! Defensive nuke trying to go down. This ghost in the top of our screen, guys. I don't know if there's an observer here. No, 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 no. ShowTime. He pulls back. And the nuke lands on nothing. Okay, ShowTime pulls back. No Hail Mary nuke landing. It does buy time, though, for Bunny. Takes out a cannon and he's getting in the main base. Those cannons there. ShowTime is now supply block. Too late to warp in more units. He's just making more cannons. No, he cancels the cannons. He says, no, actually, I want to make sure I have enough money for the Nexus. But as these units and upgrades get canceled, I think he's going to be okay anyway. +3 air weapons was not able to finish. Breaking the production of Bunny. And Bunny's army, probably not good enough for the frontal fight. And this is the scary thing about playing this base trade style, is if the Protoss gets on your production, and then you're like, wait, if I don't already have a bigger army out, this can be a scary thing. This is why I remember talking to someone a few years ago about this, and they were like, you should always build your starports in the corner of the map. So if they get on your production, you can still make Vikings. And I was like, how many of this game situation have you played? Like, this is such a rare situation, but there's like one Terran who'd played against apparently like King Cobra 400 times or something and had it all mapped out. But it's definitely a hard spot to be in. I think Bunny continuing a sort of base trade mentality is the best way. He's got good income. He's got a way better income than ShowTime. Planetary's going to go down. This Nexus falls. ShowTime does cancel it, builds a new one. ShowTime's still got so many probes. So if he gets an economy back up, he'll be okay. And like mass turrets are trying to be built here to support this. It is 17 Vikings with +2 against 6 carriers with +2. That's an even fight. That's a pretty decent fight for both sides. EMPs are good. EMPs are good. Oh, does he have scans? If he doesn't have scans, Cloak's going to ruin him. Oh, man. EMP does not work against Mothership Cloak, I don't believe. Oh, here we go. EMP's landing on this army, though. He's doing a good job of kiting. Oh, that time warp catches just units for a few seconds. ShowTime is just YOLOing on this. He says, dude, I've got Colossus, I've got Storms, I've got Carriers. I don't care. I can just chase you down. And Bunny, unable to turn and fight, is losing so many units on the retreat. Such great decisiveness by ShowTime. He's got that clutch decisiveness today. He has unperturbed confidence. And the German beast is just looking like we said earlier, it's you kick the wall too hard and it will crumble down and crush you with its granite weight. That is exactly what ShowTime's doing in this game. Like Bunny tried to attack from two sides to kill his bases and ShowTime just shoved through the middle. Exact same thing Stats did against, I think it was Clem over in Dallas, where he just shoved, caught him off guard, had nothing to defend at home and got completely overrun. Beautiful push here. I mean, the missile turrets, don't lose a carrier to a missile turret. That would be embarrassing. Mate. Okay, does take it out. Planetary goes down. Bunny has no army supply left, and that's going to be that. ShowTime with plenty of minerals saved up as well, so he could always rebuild the interceptors. He's up 3-0. What a dominant turn of events. GG, well played. All right, all right, all right. ShowTime in the bottom right side of the map, up 3-0, looking dominant. And this is just ShowTime's final form, guys. ShowTime, this time he checked for a proxy. Not really. He kind of just checked for the engineering bay block. He goes out, goes back, 0 scouting ShowTime. Who knew, guys? This is the ultimate form of a macro player. A macro player who's not afraid to be a greedy bastard is actually the best macro player. Dude, I was playing no scout for like the longest time in this matchup, and I honestly felt like it was just better in so many ways. And I think for people who, I'm thinking of like who else as a pro player understands the power of greed? Obviously Hero, but I think if you guys want to hear someone talk about it, go ask Harstem about no scout Nexus before core and how if you get away with it, PvT becomes like a really good matchup for Protoss. And if you open up core first and an early probe scout, this matchup is like impossible to win versus guys like Beyond and Clem. It's such a difference. Just the momentum you get early, the extra bit of economy is so huge. Now, to be fair, Bunny's gone Reaper for the first time in a while, so he's going to be able to keep track of what ShowTime's doing, exert a bit more pressure. And just seeing the Reaper, ShowTime's like, oh, this could be a double gas. So he has to build a safety battery. This already forces him into a much more defensive stance. So I like that Bunny's changing things up. I don't want to see a single Widow Mine drop in this. If he keeps Widow Mine dropping, I will lose my shiz. I'll be like, please stop. What I'd like to see is a Marine drop and the 3 Hellion run by on the natural. It's a classic build. Not going to work because he has a shield battery probably. I don't know. I just don't... Widow Mines are doing nothing this series. I feel like ShowTime's been so good against the Widow Mines. I don't know, man. Banshee, maybe? We haven't seen any of those early tank pushes. That's maybe another thing. I'd like to see some early tank pushes from Bunny. I get he used them a lot in the previous series. Some worked, some got shut down really hard, but he hasn't really got that fear from ShowTime. Oh, okay. You know what? If you're going to do a Widow Mine drop, this is the way to do it, guys. If ShowTime 4-gate blinks, he just gets a free win here. He's building a 3rd gateway. If he puts down 1 more gateway in a moment, this is literally game over. Reaper dies. Doesn't see their 3rd gateway. No 4th gateway. It's a 3-gate build. It's a 3-gate into 3rd build. This is very good. This is good for Bunny. You can defend 3-gate blink with this. It'll be tight, but you can do it because he is going to go straight 3 racks. And I'd honestly think he might even not build a tank and a Raven because he hasn't been building Raven at all. Yeah. Dude, Bunny is just going straight for 3 racks behind a single 2 mine drop. So as ShowTime, what are you expecting? You're expecting Raven, a couple tanks, and then a 2nd and 3rd barracks. Maybe start stim and shields at like 520. 730 is when Terran gets scary. In this game, though, Bunny is going to have stim and shields up so fast. He's going to be aggressive really early. Oh, save it, save it, save it, save it. Good save. But, oh, it doesn't even matter. Okay, barely gets out with only 1 Widow Mine. This is what I'm saying. The Widow Mine drops are doing nothing. So, I actually think the Widow Mine drop would have been better if it was an empty medevac. He moves in and then pulls back and just sits in the dead space and forces ShowTime to leave units at home. Because now, only 1 Stalker needs to stay at home. I think you're better off with an empty medevac pretending there's a mine drop. That's actually the 300 IQ move that Bunny should have made here against a guy who's shutting this down. Now, as you can see, non-stop Marauder production, because otherwise the 3-gate blink's just going to kill him. He needs these Marauders. He needs Stim and Shields, but Stim and Shields is going to be done by 6 minutes. If you can get rid of Stim as ShowTime, this is going to be disastrous for Bunny. Bunny, what are we doing out here? Bunny, why have you got 4 Marines and he's moving his whole army out front? Oh no, blink, 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 blink. Blink, oh, no Stim, no Stim, no Stim. Oh, the tears of Terran resound around the world. Oh, jeez. Oh, Willies. Oh, man. Oh, jeez, Rick. Oh, this doesn't look very good, man. Oh, damn, those Protoss aliens. They got lasers, man. They got rid of our drugs. Oh, well, man, you know I've got a crippling addiction. What am I going to do without drugs? Jeez, man. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do, buddy. You literally have the drug user composition. You've got a bunch of meth addicts who, if they don't have meth, they can't click their triggers fast enough. A medevac goes down. ShowTime gets a Marauder, gets a medevac, and he's using the Prism. Technical pullbacks. He's like, yeah, should I trade 1 Stalker to kill 12 SCVs, 2 medevacs, 3 mines, 2 Marauders, 7 Marines, and 2 tech labs, including denying Stim twice? Bunny's like, no, that's not a fair trade. That's an illegal move. Bunny right now puts on his black and white striped outfit. He blows his whistle, picks up his yellow card, and says, no, penalty. That's an illegal move. ShowTime's like, mate, the only thing illegal is you still being in this game. Get out, bro. 3-gate Stalker is literally obliterating him. Bunny moving out when he did, those Marines barely not seeing the Prism and the Stalkers. He thought ShowTime was sitting defensive. He got the misread. He thought this was a 2-gate blink robo. He didn't know this was a 3-gate. He underestimated the oomph of ShowTime's blink force, and another 16 workers go down. That is brutal. That is brutal, dude. ShowTime has just been shutting down Bunny's openings so hard. This is the thing. And I've been talking for years about how if you guys want to see how good ShowTime is at this matchup in a standard game, look at how Maru plays versus ShowTime. Maru has never done a standard build in his life against ShowTime. You know why? He tried it 5 years ago. He lost every game, and he was like, oh, this guy's perfected every standard Terran opening and how to shut it down. Maru always brings out a special sauce when he plays ShowTime. He always brings out a tricky all-in, a double proxy Marauder, a weird tank push we've never seen before. He always hits ShowTime with something just a little bit different to the norm. And Bunny's been opening very standard. And that's the thing, guys. A lot of people just don't realize if you don't play in the region with ShowTime, as a Terran, you just can't play standard versus this guy. Hero Marine tried it at Home Story Couple. We saw how that went for him. ShowTime shut Hero Marine down. Hero Marine was lucky to get a single map in that series. You cannot play standard against ShowTime because he's just so all over it. Now, to be fair, Warp Prism did just die. Bunny has a 6 army supply advantage. He can win if ShowTime didn't pay his power bill. Double drop comes in on the right side. It's a good start. The Stalkers, though, the punish on the Stalkers is going to be big. Yeah, he's just going to YOLO on the medevacs. He's like, that's fine. Oh, actually, this is good for Bunny. Good trade, good trade, good trade. He's got to get out. He's He's got to get out. The Colossus starting to add some damage. On the left side, Zealots charging this army back. That medevac does escape with a bunch of Marines and Marauders. He did kill a bunch of Stalkers. The thing is, he doesn't need good trades. He needs great trades. He killed a lot of the damaged Stalkers from the earlier stage, but the Observer sees him. ShowTime can gather on the front. ShowTime has a 4th base building. Scan goes down. Another scan that barely misses an Observer. Oh, that's what they're... Oh my god, he's like, look, I'm doing a sneaky split. I'm doing a sneaky split. You won't see this one coming. ShowTime's like, I saw that coming. I have an invisible pervy boy watching. Oh, everything is going right for ShowTime. And when it rains, it pours in StarCraft. If you get ahead, things get easier for you. They get harder for your opponent. Bunny is digging deep, but the man has not got an economy. He's on 35 workers as he frantically stims around looking for a chance to win. That 3-gate blink pressure was absolutely punishing. Nice Widowmine shot on the Zealots. Marine Marauder pulling back. The Stalkers are gunning down the medevacs. Big Widowmine on the Zealots. You know, it just doesn't matter. Look at the numbers, dude. ShowTime can throw his credit card at Bunny and it will garrot the nerd. It will literally cut his throat. That is the power differential. We're talking about ShowTime has that heavy metal black Amex card that rich douchebags throw at service employees when they want to show that they're better than them. And Bunny, unfortunately, is the McDonald's employee who just has no recourse, man. If he even tries to stand up for himself, he's probably going to get fired by his manager. ShowTime has all the money. He can throw it at his problems, and there's nothing you can do about it, mate. Bunny has no units. He's got no army. Dude, he fought so good in their previous series. It was so close, but this one, ShowTime was greedier. ShowTime went for that gold base on post-youth. ShowTime did not scout in any of the games. He played such a confident, greedy style and shut down every opening harassment. Bunny just could not get any momentum going, and ShowTime coming out with some nice greedy twists on his openings, and it paid off huge. He gets the 4-0 and goes right through, wins himself a minimum of $15,000. Even if he loses every map in the $1 million World Championship tournament, he gets at least $15,000. He joins Shin and those other guys that were already qualified. Congratulations, ShowTime. Can't wait to see how Demauer does in about a month's time at the Esports World Cup. GG, well played, ShowTime. Yeah, this series started with a Widowmine drop flying over 3 Stalkers and getting 1 probe for 3 Widowmines and a medevac and drilling claws. And it ended with a Widowmine drop into a very greedy follow-up. Super greedy follow-up. But, GG, well played, Matt.